Good morning. We are the Veda Speaker Group of Eastern Christian School, and we'll be presenting
The Western Teacher Frog by Louis Olsen.
Can This Marriage Be Saved?
Prince Charming and Princess Snow White. Post Office Box 247 Fairyland. Prince Charming and Princess Cinderella. Fred, how many L's is Cinderella?
Oh, miss.
Fred, I asked you a question.
Huh?
Oh, never mind. 3 L's ought to be enough. The Crystal Castle. Route 3 Fairyland. Prince Charming and Princess Rapunzel.
Don't princes around here have any names except Charming?
1 or 2, but the Charmings are probably the biggest royal family in Fairyland, and they have nothing besides. It's sort of a tradition with them. Sooner or later, everyone who's anyone marries one of the Charming boys.
Are you gonna marry one of them?
Me? Of course not, darling. I'm marrying you.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
At least I am, but every day all these wedding invitations addressed.
Got it.
Fred! What is the matter with you? How am I supposed to ever get the invitations finished if you're going to keep interrupting me with your fly swatter?
I can't help it, Angela. I know it annoys you, but it's just an irresistible impulse I have. I see a fly, and wham! I can't sit still until I've swatted it.
Well, do try to control yourself. Flies are part of your past. You have to make enough to forget about that sort of thing. Now, where's your guesses for the wedding?
I haven't made it up yet.
Well, I wish you would. The wedding's only 3 weeks away,
Angela, I want to talk to you about the wedding.
What is it, Fred? You sound so serious.
Angela, it just seems to me that we're being a little impetuous.
Impetuous? We've known each other for a whole day and a half, haven't we? What's impetuous about that?
Well, it just seems to me that we're being a bit hasty. I mean, I just don't think that my ability to fetch a golden ball out of a well is a sufficiently solid basis for something as serious as marriage.
Oh, is that what's worrying you? My goodness, Frederick, I'm not marrying you because you fetched the golden ball.
You're not?
Of course not. I'm marrying you because I broke the spell you were under.
Oh.
A princess always marries a prince when she breaks the spell he's been under, and vice versa. What better test could there be that 2 people were made for each other?
But how can a marriage work out when 2 people have nothing in common?
Look at Prince Charming and Cinderella. He only married her because she had a tiny foot, and yet they lived happily ever after. At least they have so far. Look at King Florizel and Queen Brandegate. Talk about differences in background. He grew up in the lap of luxury, and she was a simple farm girl. Yet she began spinning shawl and got in, poof, instant romance. Look at Prince Charming and Sleeping Beauty. Look at King Thrushbeard and Queen Katerina.
Look at Mr. Owl and Miss Pussycat.
Who on earth are Mr. Owl and Miss Pussycat?
Oh, just some people I happen to know. When they got married, all they had in common was joint ownership of a beautiful pea-green boat. But believe me, that wasn't enough to make the marriage work. Fights, quarrels, arguments all the time. You should have seen the way the fur and feathers flew.
But Fred, those are animals. With people, it's different.
But we're not people, Angela. I mean, I'm not really.
Of course you are, Fred. You're a prince.
But just the other day I was a frog.
I know, darling. But that's because you're under a spell. You're a prince who was turned into a frog. What do you mean?
Oh, Angela, you might as well know the truth. I'm not a prince who's been turned into a frog. I'm a frog who's been turned into a prince.
I don't understand, Fred. Angela, darling, I've just been talking to the caterer, and we have the most wonderful ideas for the reception. It's going to be a synopsis, shaped like a swan, all made out of chopped liver. Then we're going to have platters of cold cuts, hummingbird tongues, peacock drumsticks, frog's legs.
Oh! How can you?
Oh my goodness, Frederick, I wasn't thinking. Of course we won't have frogs. Those things. I'll tell you what, we'll leave the whole menu up to you. You decide what should be served.
Well, I've always been fond of earthworms.
Earthworms? You can't be serious. Oh, don't pay any attention to him, Mother. He's just a little upset.
Upset? What's there to be upset about? You're marrying the prettiest little princess in all of Fairyland, aren't you?
Sir, can I speak with you for a minute? I mean, seriously. Man to frog?
Sure, Frederick. What's on your mind?
Or there seems to be a misunderstanding. You all seem to think that I'm a prince, but I'm not a prince. I'm a frog.
You mean you were a frog? But the spell's been broken and all that is past. Don't give it another thought.
We understand these things, Frederick. You sow a few wild oats, some witch gets mad at you and turns you into a frog. Boys will be boys. Why, when I was your age, you know what I was? I was a beast.
And I was a beauty!
And you still are, my dear, you still are.
No, no, no. How can I make you understand? I'm a frog, a real frog. That's the way I was born. The only reason you think I'm a prince is that I'm under a spell.
You mean you're not an enchanted prince?
I'm an enchanted frog. I'm only a prince temporarily until the spell is broken. But as soon as somebody manages to break the spell, flash, it's back to the frog pond for yours truly.
But this is preposterous. Why would anybody turn a frog into a prince?
Well, I hate to admit it, but I did a bad thing.
I can't believe that, Frederick. Sweet, kind, good, noble you. What bad thing could you have done?
Well, it's like this. The other day, you dropped your golden ball into the well, remember?
Yes, and you brought it back to me.
That's where I made my mistake. You see, there's a witch who lives at the bottom of the well, and she wanted to keep the golden ball.
No, you should have let her. You don't want to go fooling around with witches, my boy.
But I couldn't let the ball stay in the well. We frogs are deeply concerned about the water pollution, and just can't put up with the minerals in the water. So I thought I just had to get the golden ball out of there. So I hopped up on land with it, and that's when the witch put the spell on me. She was so angry, she turned me into a prince.
No wonder all this wedding talk has made you so uncomfortable.
I felt like a frog out of water the whole time.
But, see here, Frederick.
Oh, call me Croaker, please. That's my real name.
Do you mean to say that you aren't going to marry Angela?
Well, I don't see how I can, do you? Nothing personal, Angela. But you do understand my predicament, don't you?
Yes, I do, Fred. I mean, Croaker. Did the witch tell you what it would take to break the enchantment? They're morally obligated to do that, you know. I think it's even written into their contract.
I'm not sure. I think she said something about the spell being over when I found a girl who wasn't afraid of work. I'm not sure, though. It was tough to understand. She was speaking underwater.
Well, Angela, are you afraid of horse?
Oh, Dad, you think they're awful!
And you're not the girl to break the spell, that's for sure.
Honestly, I don't know what to think. On the one hand, I have my heart set on you and Angela being married. So have I! But on the other hand, I certainly wouldn't want to force you in anything.
Well, I don't see what we can do except call the whole thing off.
Call it off? Oh no, we can't call it off. It's what I want more than anything in the world. I'll put up with anything if only to marry Croaker.
Anything, Angela? Even worse?
Even worse. If they're little ones.
Oh, Angela,
Listen!
It's working!
The spell's breaking!
It's changing back!
You've done it, Angela. You've done it. I'm turning back into a frog. I'll never forget you for this, Angela. Never.
Look! He's halfway back to the pond by now!
And he's halfway back to changing into a frog, too. Oh, Angela, I'm proud of you. You broke the spell.
But it's not fair, Daddy! I love him and now he's gone. We'll never see him again! Then, darling, it's probably all for the best. Of course, you know the old saying, love conquers all. You mean, stranger things have happened, Angela. Try thinking about him with all your might. I love you, Croaker. I love you, Croaker.
Mark!
She did it!
Mark!
Wait for Angela, Croaker. You're going to be married after all.
Oh, Marmaduke, isn't young love beautiful? It reminds me of when we were that age.
Yes, but I still hate to see Angela go off like this. I'll miss her.
Well, try to think of it this way, darling. It's not so much that we're losing a daughter. We're gaining a couple